Hello, denizens of the internet. So it looks like there will be no season 2 of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Why on earth does this interest me? The obsession with pop culture is a strange one, especially when one gets older, and it doesn't go away. Is there a cream for that? I don't know. When something doesn't work, is it because we've lost touch with it? I'm not so sure because I could rerun old DC Justice League cartoons and get enjoyment out of them. The live action One Piece hit me in all the right places. I couldn't put down Solo Leveling. I can read Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns and enjoy it just as much as when I first read it back in 1986. The first seasons of Netflix's Daredevil and Jessica Jones were some of the finest superhero TV shows in memory. No one argues that. So I'm allowed to feel relieved that there will not be a season 2 of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Apparently, the star of She-Hulk, Titania Maslany, opined recently that she didn't think a second season of the show is happening anytime soon. And I quote, "I don't think so. I think we blew our budget and Disney was like, no thanks." All actors desperately hope for the next season pickup. They also have the least control over it. If they're told that they can go get new acting jobs, that's kind of a hint. The show was a disappointment creatively and ratings-wise, but for an actor, hope springs eternal, and while I never want to see that show again, it's not because I wish the cast ill. The writing staff, however, could all fall off a cliff and I wouldn't shed a tear. A metaphorical cliff, folks, come on. I will give She-Hulk some credit. It was watchable compared to Secret Invasion, which was so beyond dreadful words are difficult to find to describe it. She-Hulk was such a waste, mostly because of all the Marvel properties, it was probably the best suited for episodic TV. Yet there are people who love it, and that's fine. I'm sure no second season of random twerking will be a devastating blow. To recap why I believe the show failed, 1. The writers did not know how to write a network-style weekly series, or perhaps it was because of the streaming trap. The lure of streaming gives too much freedom to writers. Finally, they can break free of broadcast TV constraints with its commercial breaks and tyranny of many cliffhangers that kept viewers interested between drug ads for incontinence sufferers. But it works. Well, not the drug ads. But and after the initial euphoria of freedom when it hit, people are not watching your shitty shows. Research has shown that using the same beats and the mini cliffhanger structure actually worked better even in the absence of commercials. So that was the first thing the She-Hulk Brain Trust got wrong. 2, just like the comic book, the show would have worked much better as a legal procedural. It was all perfectly mapped out in the comics. Jessica Gao, the showrunner, was famously quoted as saying none of her writers knew anything about legal procedurals. So why did they sign up for a show called She-Hulk, Attorney at Law? Streaming has the every show can be a movie disease. Even budgets, with each episode of She-Hulk costing more than Godzilla -1. But that's not what people want. TV viewers want comfort food. They want to see the same setup each week. The legal team meet in the boardroom and discuss which superhero they will defend that week. Think of it as a Barney Miller with the perp of the week in spandex. It's not that hard, folks, but modern writers hate that. Ugh! Right. That's what made House such a massive 8-season failure. Now you're saying, but that's not creative. The structure is not meant to be creative. The creative part is how you hide the structure from the audience, how you make the characters work. But you have to be good at that. She-Hulk had no rules and therefore no show. 3. In the comics, the law firm she ended up at asked her to work as Jennifer Walters and not She-Hulk, the exact reverse of the show. Why is this important? Because the change to She-Hulk should be something to look forward to, exactly like the 1978 Bill Bixby-Lou Ferrigno series. We anticipated the change to the Hulk. Disney's She-Hulk turned her into something that wasn't special anymore. It was no longer an event. It would have been so much easier to do, and it would have had the added benefit of massively reducing the CG costs. At the very least, Titania would not be able to use budget as an excuse for the show's demise. Maybe if they had used that little extra budget, on making the CG better. This level of incompetence always astounds me. We are still recounting the original Hulk TV show fondly to this day. She-Hulk is already a fading memory. Yes, the predominantly female writing staff of the show wanted to emphasize the problems of dating when you're big, green, and can lift a tanker truck. I get it. Keep that. It's in the comics. But you made her an incompetent lawyer that was hardly at work and barely able to keep her life together. Was that really the message you wanted to send to women and girls? Where was the female empowerment in that? Lucky at work, unlucky in love was one of the central themes of the comics. And you couldn't even get that right. Yes, rinse and repeat can get boring. But look at the network shows that are being rerun on all the streamers. They are killing it. And She-Hulk is gone after 9 mediocre episodes. Congratulations. You broke the mold. But as a former network executive, let me tell you a secret. The secret is keep the show going and not have it canceled. There you go. Till next time, denizens. Be seeing you.